I'm going to do a short series on some number vibration, natural number technique. I'm going to look at Nvidia for this example. I did a article on this back in 2018 for Pivot Point Research using the Gann Grids Ultra program. And I'm going to show you how to come up with some natural number vibration based on the natal or the IPO or first trade date, whatever you can find that comes available. In this case, we've got the IPO of Nvidia on 1/22/1999. That reduces to a 6, which you can see in the document there in the first sentence. And then the natal number then would be 6, and then it also has 6 letters in its name, which is kind of interesting as well. So you want to look at the 6 harmonics. You can use those as price and time count harmonics, and also as you can square it to come up with a master number for Nvidia of 36. So when thinking about that, you can look at like for time, you can look at time counts. You can float the decimal either way. We can look at 6, 60.6, whatever. So we'll look at some variations of that in price and time. We can also use 36 and its harmonics. So what I'm going to kind of do is focus on the number of 36 as our larger whole number. We'll look at price activity of like 360, 3.60 in the smaller scale. We're going to be looking at this adjusted for splits over the years. So now looking back to the 2018 area, the stock's around $7 to $10 instead of 200 plus where it was in here. So I'm going to take that 36, I'm going to take the eighths, quarters, thirds, basically the octave ratios of that, and use these time counts of, say, like 9, 12, 18, 24, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60, 66, 72, and use those to show some significant areas and time counts that hit significant pivots. I'm going to do this all on a weekly chart. Now here's the initial chart from the Word doc that I put out back then. I was taking these measurements of the numbers I just read off from this high at that time, and I was projecting those counts forward. So since it's a little bit hard to see here, I'm going to do this on a clean chart and show you those numbers and how they played out on the actual GGU software. Here's the actual software. I've adjusted the grid to $1 between the big block and the 10 square inside the big square increment of 10 cents a piece, since we're down looking at the stock now in the $6, $7, $8, $10 range. So measuring off that high there, I'm going out 9 bars to this high, 12 bars to this high. There was nothing at 18. I'm going 24 bars, then 27, then 36 is 1 off the low. Then 45 is this low. Then we're looking for something at 48. Instead, it came in at 49 on the 7 times 7, the 49, very, close to the 48. So the death cycle was where the turn actually was. Then we had another minor pivot at 60. We had a 66 bar count here, 1 bar off the low, and then 72 bars was a significant high right there. So that just shows the effectiveness of those counts. The only one that didn't hit something was the 18, so I didn't mark it. Everything else was exact or within 1 bar of a pivot. So that was the initial time projection that I had showed off that high back in 2018 when the stock was trading at a much higher price. Just a few more time counts off a couple other pivots coming off of this low here, measuring out, looking for the 24 bar. We had this low at 23 bars, 1 bar off. Taking a measurement off of this pivot, we've got 41 bars to this major low, 1 off of 42, which is an important increment. And then from this pivot up to the high here, we had 27 bars up to that high, which was 3/4 of that 36 cycle. So look at 36 as a cycle of price and time, and the 6 increments or 6 harmonics of that. I'm going to come back with another video and we'll take a look at some different price action things we can do with this Nvidia chart.